Right guys, welcome back to the channel. We've got our C8 RS6 here, continuing our development theme on this car. As we do with all of our development vehicles, we use them for R&D development and bringing you better products to the market. This particular one has been used with the RacingLine performance software. We've used develop the Stage 1 Plus. We also have another RS7 here, C8 RS7 as well, which was also used in the Stage 1 and Stage 2 development process, helping our friends out at RacingLine with the development of the software. So with that, what we're going to do is we're going to strap a pair of Turbo Engineers turbos, so TTE turbos, hybrid turbos to both the C8 RS6 and the C8 RS7. So we're going to install the turbos and then we're going to start the development process on the software. So hopefully very soon we're going to see the release of the TTE turbo, effectively Stage 3 software available for the C8 RS6 and RS7. So without further ado, let's get into it. Okay, so that's the RS6 turbos off. A little bit fiddlier. These should really come out of the way when you're doing them, but because the turbos got to go away for a period of time, I've tried to keep the car as not mobile, but you know, it's literally just going to get pushed in a corner, so it's out of the way. So
nobody puts baby in a corner.
We just struggled a little bit with these in place. Normally, like I said, they would come straight out. This one's about to go outside, and then we're about to pull the RS7 in and start pulling the turbos off those. Okay, so that's the RS6 stripped and put back together with the new TTE turbos. Now we've got the RS7 that's also having the same treatment. His turbos have been sent away. They're lying here in a box, so let's get them out, have a look and get them fitted. Okay, so that's the turbos on, and if you're running an E-Venturi intake, they make specific tips, so your turbo intake pipes, they are larger by design to fit the larger bored out sort of section from the hybrid turbos. So these are made larger over the factory, obviously to allow for a bigger compressor wheel and obviously more airflow. So if you run the stock intakes, these sit a little bit too, the stock sort of tips that come with the stock turbos for the Venturi, they sit a little bit smaller. So these are obviously machined out and they're like a flush fit to the turbo, so allow for better airflow. So if you're running this setup and you're running an Venturi, then you're going to need a set of these intake pipes. So we'll get these thrown on and then it'll be the tuning. Okay, so we've got the RS6 on the dyno. We've got Ben here from RacingLine. He's obviously involved in the development of the calibration for the TT 1020, I think, or 1020, whichever way you want to say. So they're obviously, as you've seen previously, they're loaded onto the RS6 and onto the RS7. It's just going to be our test vehicles, get the calibration done on the RS6, and then
hopefully the RS7's not too far away.
Yeah, and port over, or slight changes for the different software version and ECU part number. But we're hoping it's it's a pretty similar calibration in the end.
Fingers crossed.
Yeah, but that's why we test these things. Yeah, so once that's done, we'll get some miles on the cars, test them in all different scenarios, and get some quarter mile testing and times done, 100 to 200, those kind of things. And then, you know, once we're happy, we'll look to other dealers around the world from the RacingLine network, and get tested out there in different countries before it ever goes obviously live for consumers to buy. But obviously that's the end goal. But development takes time, takes a lot of testing, and that's where it all starts here on the dyno.
The question on everyone's lips, Tabby.
Go on.
What power is it going to be?
We'll see.
What does it start with?
It'll do. Well, it's going to start with an 8.
It's got to start with an 8, right?
Yeah, minimum. But you know, it's a whole new beast to us now. So we're testing. We can see what other people are out there claiming. Different hardware. We're testing different things. We've literally just moved from the factory map sensors onto a 4-bar map sensor setup during the testing period. So while it's been on the dyno yesterday and today, we've obviously transitioned into the 4-bar because we wanted to see for ourselves what, you know, the limitations was of the stock map sensors. So now obviously we've moved on to the 4-bar.
Do we need them? Yes, we do.
Yes, we do. Yeah.
Yes, we do. But we like to test these things.
Yeah, I mean, and then another hardware component a lot of people are running on these particular vehicles is like the water methanol injection system. So
yeah, which looking at the inlet temps,
yeah,
would really help us at the moment. But even with the huge fans we've got here, it's getting pretty warm, isn't it?
Yeah. So I think we'll get somewhere with the current setup, and then maybe look to add, you know, a water meth option onto there. Never been a huge fan of tuning sort of dependent on water meth.
I don't want to do ignition based on water meth, but
yeah,
if it just keeps the temps down, it would really help.
As an aid towards obviously the tuning. But yeah, I mean, that's where we're at. So far, so good. We'll just keep going. But like I say, I'd love to give you some figures, and you know, we have goals in mind, but you know, we wouldn't want to overestimate, under-deliver, or vice versa.
Exactly that. We'd much rather learn and tell you the truth.
We'll obviously do the development. We'll get our own experience and then bring you something to the market that'll be, you know, as safe as possible and the best product we can sort of bring to you. And
quite often lower power than other people say, but quicker somehow.
Yeah,
not sure how that works.
It's funny that. Yeah, but obviously that's life in the tuning game. Yeah, so I think that's it. I think we've waffled on for long enough.